And we're back with more Nintendo Week. We're gonna skip the intros and just jump right into our discussion about the Nintendo Direct. So, overall thoughts, you guys. What did you two think?
It wasn't exactly what I was expecting, that's for sure.
It honestly was exactly what I was expecting. And
you were expecting,
that is to say,
Mario Horse Racing and 2D Pikmin?
I mean, exactly may have been a strong word.
But
so
not
in
exciting.
that sense, I was, in the way that you're saying, I was surprised by the Direct, but in the overall quality of the Direct, I was not surprised by the Direct.
Yeah, little cheesy story going on and the updates on all the games we knew we were going to get updates on. But I was really surprised by 2D Pikmin. That caught me off guard. And I shouldn't have been surprised by Mario Maker on 3DS because they've kind of floated the idea before, but I just really wasn't expecting it today, I guess.
So let's take these down story by story. We're going to try to get through this fast because lots of reasons. So stop me. I'm going to read a list of headlines, and you two stop me if you have anything to say. I'll also stop myself if I do. The new trailer for Pokemon Sun and Moon. There's an Alolan Rattata. Snorlax has a Z move. It's super memey.
That's been my favorite thing about the Pokemon announcements is all the Snorlax memes.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just stop and say how funny it is that they used a Nintendo Direct to announce that Rattata will be in Pokemon Sun and Moon?
Right?
Like,
top percentage.
Really?
Top percentage of Nintendo Directs.
I once again, I really like the way that they've implemented the Alolan Rattata and with actually a sort of interesting backstory that's rooted in real evolution instead of just Pokemon series evolution.
Yeah, for sure.
The fact that he's normal dark, though, has me a little worried just because he's going to get wrecked by fighting type moves.
Yeah, but he's got immune to ghost and psychic, which is kind of cool.
That is helpful.
And depending on Raticate's stats could be cool. I don't like the mustache that he has. If he didn't have that mustache, I think Alolan Rattata would be really cool to me, but right now I'm just, whatever. Let's see. That was it, though, for Pokemon, right?
That's all I'd have anything to say about.
I want to make sure we got the news, though. Yeah, sorry, listeners. I'm not going to edit out any of our pauses or awkward conversational gaps or anything because I need to get this out, and yeah, whatever. There's a new version of Super Mario Maker coming to 3DS. It is about local sharing. You can play courses designed from Wii U, although some of them, it sounds like, will be restricted to Wii U only. You can design levels on the go, of course, and you can share through local, wireless, and through StreetPass. You cannot search levels by course ID, which is ridiculous, and you can't. But you can still do the 100 Mario challenge. You cannot use mystery mushroom costumes and stuff. So it is a watered down version of Mario Maker, by a lot, and it doesn't seem like by technical limitations. It seems like for arbitrary reasons.
Yeah, I really love the whole local sharing idea, and I really hate the fact that that's just it.
Yeah,
I don't get the point in just being the Wii U is specifically the share online version, and the 3DS is the specifically share in person version. I don't know. I feel like
especially because you'd think that they would want the new version of Mario Maker, the version that people are supposed to be enticed to buy, even though they already have the Wii U version, to have more features, right?
I don't know. I feel like this game only exists for the Japanese market to have something to play on the train.
Maybe.
And so that's
I was
why
actually
the sharing
thinking that this is going to be a really good way for me to play Mario Maker 2.
Because, clearly they designed it as an alternate version of the game that isn't this online sharing focused version like the Wii U version is. I guess the bummer about that is... So if I were to get Mario Maker for 3DS, it wouldn't matter that the online features were missing because I have the Wii U version. But for people who want a full version of the game and don't have a Wii U, it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, which is, a large portion of the Nintendo audience has a 3DS and not a Wii U.
Yeah. The good thing I think I'm thinking about this is that, I love Super Mario Maker, but I don't have the kinds of dedicated designing and playtesting sessions that I feel like sitting down with it requires on the gamepad and on a home console. So it will be great to have the game on 3DS so I can just pop it out anywhere, take 10 if I'm waiting for 10 minutes with nothing to do and no way to be productive, I can just bust out this quick game, design a few elements, and then put it in sleep mode for whenever the next time I can open it up is. And that's, I think, a really great way for a person like with my kind of like busy life can play Mario Maker. So I think it's great that it opens up that kind of door for different kinds of like play habits, but.
And I think that's especially
otherwise
true
the content
for,
in
like,
it is
the
just,
Japanese
like,
market
not
too, where
enticing.
commuting is so
agreed.
much more common.
Yeah, exactly.
But like Alex kind of said, the bummer is that I would hope that something like that is communicating between the 3DS and Wii U the way that like an NX version of Super Mario Maker would just communicate, I guess, just on its own system natively. That you can play it at home or on the go and it's the same experience. But whatever. I mean, given that they got it to work on a handheld, I imagine we'll see it on NX.
Yeah,
at some point.
And if it is on NX, given that NX is both a home console and a handheld, then they absolutely need to have all of the local and online features.
Yeah, I think I think they're kind of building out those features in these two versions, and then we'll see them on NX.
Definitive version, essentially.
Yeah.
Right. So Animal Crossing's. Whoa! What the I just heard my voice come up in my audio editor. This is freaking me out. I am not awake enough for this. Animal Crossing something. The update comes out November 2nd, December 2nd? December 2nd. It's got 50 new Amiibo cards. It's got villagers can come into your town like through mobile homes. It's got Amiibo compatibility. And there's an Animal Crossing Nintendo Direct coming this fall. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's kind of nice that we've already got confirmation of the next Direct after such a long silence, but outside of that, I can't get particularly hyped about DLC for a 4-year-old game that I sold a couple years ago.
Right.
I think it's really suspicious that the New Leaf update is coming out about a month after the Direct, which is coming late this fall, because we heard before that the Animal Crossing mobile game will be announced sometime this fall, so that sort of seems to suggest that maybe the mobile game connects to New Leaf in some way, and
I mean, I feel like we all knew
will
that
be some
anyway.
kind of bridge between New Leaf and NX Animal Crossing whenever that happens. Which, like you said, we all suspected that, but
let's see. Nintendo launching a new line of classic Zelda Amiibo on December 2nd. We've got a 8-bit Link, kind of like the Super Mario Maker one. We've got Ocarina of Time Link and a dual pack of Wind Waker Link and Zelda. And all three links work as normal links, so if you have a Smash Bros. Link or Hyrule Warriors doesn't have Amiibo. It should, but it doesn't. Anyway, they all work as normal links.
I'm not as familiar with all the Amiibo as I'm sure you guys are, but I saw someone say there's now 8 different versions of Link Amiibo.
That doesn't seem right.
Once you count
but I would believe
Breath of the Wild, then yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because there'd be Link, Toon Link, 8-bit Link...
Whatever, yeah.
I want to know why no Ocarina of Time Zelda.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I mean, she's a terrible character, but other than that...
Why no Sheik?
Yeah.
No Ganondorf, no characters besides Link or Zelda at all.
Is it contradictory if I got excited at the idea of Sheik, but then say Ocarina of Time Zelda is terrible? Is that contradiction?
Dude, don't spoil it.
Man.
That game only came out 20 years ago. Let's see. Also, Skyward Sword launches on the Wii U eShop today, so if you haven't played that yet, you can get it on the Wii U eShop. Hyrule Warriors Legends next DLC pack is available now, so if you wanted to play as Toon Zelda and get the new adventure maps, you can.
I was pretty disappointed by the implementation of the Sand Rod as a weapon, because it seems like it'd be really cool.
Yeah, me too.
But it looks really lame. But on the bright side, you get to summon the Spirit Train to attack things.
Yeah.
So there's a silver lining.
Mario Party Star Rush is getting a free eShop app, so you can play with friends with just one game. You can do download play, but still play full versions of the game. I think that's pretty cool. Yep. I don't know if anyone has anything to say about it, though.
Not especially.
Let's see. Okay, so Pikmin is getting a side-scrolling adventure game on 3DS. Art style is interesting. I don't think anyone expected this. It seems like a spin-off to me. I don't think this is Pikmin 4.
Yeah, I don't think this is Pikmin 4 either. I think that's a separate thing. And this did really catch me by surprise, but the more I think about it, the more it's why is this surprising? This should have been so obvious. It's
same here.
An easy, cheap way to, bring Pikmin to a different audience or to expand the Pikmin audience.
But the other thing is, like, we've talked about this before with, like, Federation Force and other spin-offs who I'm too tired to remember right now. But, like, if you're going to do a spin-off, why do a series that isn't as popular as you want it to be already? Like, we've said before, like, the only reason Pikmin is really still getting games isn't, it's not selling well enough to keep going into, like, Pikmin 4, for example. It's getting more games because Miyamoto wants to make these. And it doesn't sound like Miyamoto is making this spin-off. Like, I think if they would have said something about it.
I heard a rumbling that it's being made by Artoon, who made Yoshi's New Island.
It looks a lot like that, yeah.
I was going to say, which, looking at the game, is not surprising to me.
So, like,
I can't help but wonder whether this should have been a mobile game, though, because it looks like an experience that would have worked really well as a mobile game, and particularly as a mobile companion game to Pikmin 4.
Yeah, and that's the way that you would have found a new audience for Pikmin. Right now, it's like this just seems like a watered down, like, worse kind of Pikmin game.
And maybe it becomes a cross-platform game, and it's not just on 3DS, but
maybe
still.
But, yeah, it seems like a weird way to, because I think this kind of game is just going to sell worse because it's Pikmin and not like, well, no, it won't sell worse because it's Pikmin, but it will
be the worst selling Pikmin game.
Yeah. Let's see. Tank Troopers is a new eShop game where you battle tanks with ice, lightning, and more. There are a bunch of heroes. They have different kinds of abilities like paintballs and stuff. Anything to say here?
It kind of reminded me of those, like, third-party battle games that you'd see, like, in the N64 era, where people were actually making Nintendo exclusive games for their consoles. But it just looks like an okay eShop-y game.
Right. Mario Sports Superstars is a new 3DS game featuring full Mario baseball, soccer, golf, tennis, and horseback riding.
Great idea to have a Mario Sports Pack, because I've always felt that that's kind of the best way to keep those series going rather than selling them as individual games. I will very much miss all of the character and charm that, like, games like Strikers had, though, because that doesn't seem to be present in Superstars.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, I think stuff like Mario Golf and Mario Tennis, I don't think they've had charm for a while. So I like that they're being put into a pack where you don't need to buy a single game for $40.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never felt like those games have been worth more than $10 a piece, at least in recent years. And so getting them on the 3DS in this way is fantastic. I also like that it's a way to bring back soccer and baseball. Because it gives me because it's a pack, it gives me an excuse to try the Mario soccer games, which I have only really tried very little in passing. Hasn't really stuck with me, but this will give me it'll be like a pastime. And the baseball games I loved, so I'm really hoping that bringing them back in this way works well. Horseback riding seems like something they developed on the side just because, and then they can throw it in here.
Nintendo's all about horses lately. They don't run into trees very often.
But either way, like the getting this pack I think is fantastic. It looks like the games are good enough that getting 5 for $40 is a good deal on it and gives you a lot of value there.
I will say, though, that with the timing of this being around the same time that NX is coming out, and with the fact that Nintendo's been talking so much about using their IP kind of as their central way to drive value, I'm not, like, super worried about this, but it makes me wonder whether they have, like, a more traditional, non-branded sports game in the works. Because I would hate for their only real sports pushes to be these Mario sports games. Like, they really need something more mainstream. And just
I don't think that Nintendo needs to make those, though. I think they should just get the third-party developers interested in releasing them on Nintendo consoles. Like, if they can get, like, MLB and NFL on
the ones that they've made have always been,
the Mario alternatives
have always been more popular than the third-party ones, though. At least on their own platforms. Like, when they were making the NES sports games, those all sold actually pretty well.
All the third-party ones were then. I didn't remember to censor that. But, like, ever since the third-party sports games started being good, Nintendo's have not outperformed them.
I mean, not maybe, because, like, Wii Sports came out at the same time as the heyday of all the League-branded titles.
I guess.
And so I would like for them to do some Nintendo-like thing that third parties probably won't put in the effort to do.
Sure, yeah, not NX. Like realistic sports games in that way.
Yeah, not like a realistic sports game.
Okay, I get you, like a
like the Nintendo, that makes sense. The Nintendo kind of sports game, but not just the Mario.
I'm thinking conceptually something like Rocket League, where it's fun and competitive, but not realistic at all.
Yeah. Blast Ball, obviously.
Yeah, blast ball.
Yeah, you mean the keyword there is fun. So let's see. Nintendo 3DS's StreetPass is getting 5 new games and a premium version for faster use. That's available to download now. You can get like 100 Miis in your Plaza gate at once, but it costs $5 to do that. This should have been a free update in 2012, but it's 2016 and it costs $5. It's clearly meant for 9-year-olds,
like
just so that Nintendo can get money.
Like 25 would be acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, like, at this point, like, I'm not even, like, I just could not care any less about this. Like,
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think
sale.
I've, like, opened my Miiverse Plaza since, like, E3 2014. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's way too little, way too late.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Did we talk about Yoshi yet?
No, not yet. That's upcoming. You can get a free 3DS theme by pre-purchasing Dragon Quest VII on the eShop. You can also now download a free demo of Picross 3D Round 2. Yoshi's Woolly World is coming to Nintendo 3DS with new features and stop-motion shorts. It's going to be called Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World. There will be exclusive Poochy levels where you play as Poochy, and Yoshi has a new... It's like a new item, I think, kind of, in a way. Poochy Pups, optional, is also super cute, but they will sort of, like, run towards, like, hidden balls of yarn and stuff, so completionists will have a little bit of an easier time getting through the levels and finishing 100%. It's also got stop-motion shorts, 30 of them, like, exploring Yoshi and Poochy's daily lives or something like that, which seems pretty cool.
I love how they somehow found a way to make a super accessible game, like, ridiculously even more accessible. Like, I never thought that would be possible with this game, and they did it.
Oh, and Poochy Yarn Amiibo! Awesome, super cute. I love that.
Yeah, love it. I might actually get it.
Between Yoshi and Mario Maker, this is just further proof to me that NX is a good concept if it is the sort of handheld home console hybrid. Because, like, all of the theme of this direct was basically, crap, these good games on Wii U aren't selling because no one has a Wii U, so let's port them to 3DS.
Yeah. Which is
these
funny features
because...
seem very much like excuses for bringing the games to 3DS and not reasons.
Well, and it's funny because we had originally speculated that, like, when Nintendo said they were going to make remakes on new 3DS, as their strategy, that they would be older games, and yet it's just a bunch of Wii U games. That's true. And it's also funny because, like, originally it felt like Wii U was getting a ton of, like, sequels to 3DS games that were basically HD remakes of 3DS games, and now it's sort of the reverse is happening.
Yeah. I think it's interesting, too, though, that for $40 you could get either a worse version of Mario Maker or a better version of Yoshi's Woolly World. Yokai Watch
Nintendo.
2 features new battle mechanics and version-exclusive yokai. Did anyone have anything to say?
I thought it was really awkward how many times Nintendo said fleshy during this Nintendo Direct.
Don't forget Boney. You can get free Frozen outfits by pre-ordering Disney Magical World 2. So this is our biggest talking point of the episode, right?
Obviously.
Monster Hunter Stories is getting crossover content from the Zelda series. That was from the Japan-only Direct. Seemed kind of interesting, but does anyone have anything to say?
No surprises here.
Okay.
Swerve.
The Japanese Nintendo Direct announced a new mystery game called Miitopia for 3DS, but we don't really know anything about it. Besides, it probably has Mii's.
You think?
No. Yeah, anyway, that's it. Do we have anything else to say?
No. This Nintendo Direct I listened to in the car on the way to work and didn't feel like watching it again. And we talked about everything.
Yep. So I'm just going to recap this for you listeners a little bit. I guess a mini lightning round. But right now available are the Skyward Sword release on Wii U eShop, Hyrule Warriors Legends, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks DLC pack, the new updates and new games for StreetPass, download demo for Picross 3D, 2, Round 2. Also, the new Play Control version of Pikmin is now available on the eShop in Europe, and Europeans now have a second chance to download Darkrai and the 6th Gen Pokemon games. September 6th is the next round of Pokemon Sun and Moon news. November 2nd is the Animal Crossing Direct. December 2nd, Super Mario Maker for 3DS, the new Zelda Amiibo line, Animal Crossing New Leafs update, and a new wave of Animal Crossing Amiibo cards launches. February 3rd, 2017, Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World launches for 3DS. Spring 2017, Mario Sports Superstars comes out. TBD 2017 is the Pikmin 3DS game, and the only other thing to mention is that a new trailer shows off Snorlax's awesome Z-moves in Sun and Moon, so you should check that out. Otherwise, thank you all so much for listening. This is the Endo Nintendo Week for today. If you like this podcast, you can subscribe to us on iTunes or subscribe to us on YouTube at Gamnesia TV for bite-sized discussions from the show. And please head to iTunes to leave us a review. We're really working hard to make the show great for you guys, so those iTunes reviews really mean a lot, and they also help a lot of listeners discover the show. So if you haven't done that, please do. Please feel free to write up something. Always warms our hearts. It's greatly appreciated. If you have feedback for Nintendo Week, please send it to colin@gamnesia.com, or you can find me on Twitter at Colin McIsaac. And remember to send me your questions about Nintendo, about our show. We love engaging with you guys, and we read them and talk about them here on the show, so that's a great way to get involved. Again, that's colin@gamnesia.com, COLIN@GAMNESIA, and at Colin McIsaac at COLINMCISAAC. Alex, where can they find you?
You can also find me shutting down people's BS on Twitter at Legend of Lex.
And Ben, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Erimgard, ERIMGARD.
If you can't wait till next week for more of our stuff, you can head to Gamnesia.com to see more gaming news as it happens. We got Sony, Microsoft, Indie, you name it, and Nintendo news that we didn't have the time to discuss on this week's show. And you can join the Facebook group, the Nintendo Week Fun Club, to chat with us and other listeners about all things Nintendo. On our way out, please enjoy Epic Game Music's epic rendition of the title screen music from Super Mario Maker. Thank you all so much for listening, and we hope you have another great week. Hello everybody, thank you for listening to this Nintendo Week clip, NWC. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more highlights and discussion videos from Nintendo Week podcast, or subscribe to us on iTunes for weekly breakdowns of all your Nintendo news, discussion segments on subjects, games, and more, and tons of other features. Thanks for listening, and we will see you tomorrow with another NWC.